What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the productivity hack that quite literally saved my life. And for some reason, no one talks about this. It's like this is something that has been so profound in my journey, and I couldn't believe more people are untalking about it. So let's get into it. The emotion is that when you complete that first hard task, you'll never believe it. But it actually builds momentum. Momentum is a very real thing, and once you get the ball rolling in one direction, it's easier to keep it going in that direction than it is to start. That's why we procrastinate. That's why we get stuck. We just need a little bit of momentum to get us going. And then after that, we can kind of coast. If you like this video, make sure to leave me a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every single week about productivity, mindset, and time management. It all started when I was completely burnt out. You don't have that voice in your head telling you that you're not enough, that you can't do it, that you're a failure. Because when you prove to yourself that you can do the hard thing, you prove to yourself that you can overcome that voice. If this hit you, if this resonates with you, try it tomorrow morning. Do the hardest thing first, and watch how your life starts to shift. Watch how you start to gain momentum. Watch how you start to feel excited. Watch how you start to feel motivated. Because motivation doesn't start things. Momentum keeps things going. You silence that voice and it gives you permission to keep going. When you do the hardest thing first, you rebuild trust in yourself. You rebuild that relationship with yourself, and you show yourself that you can do it. You show yourself that you can get out of bed, even though you really want to stay in bed. You show yourself that you can make that one phone call that you've been avoiding for weeks. You show yourself that you can start the first 10 minutes of that big project that you've been putting off. I felt like a failure. I had endless to-do lists, and nothing really mattered. When you win the first battle, the rest of the day listens to you. That's the thing. We don't have to fight all day long. We don't have to fight our entire to-do list. We only have to fight the hardest thing first. After that, we can kind of coast. And I realized that it was actually one thing. And it was one thing that was compounding every single day. That was doing it, and that was getting worse and worse and worse. And eventually led me to this place of desperation and despair and burnout. And it all came down to one thing, and it wasn't a planner, it wasn't an app, it wasn't something external. It was one habit that completely changed everything. It was one habit that saved my life. It was the habit of doing the hardest thing first. I remember sitting at my desk surrounded by books and notes and projects, and everything just felt really overwhelming. I looked down at my computer. Before you check your email, before you check social media, before you talk to anybody, you're going to sit down and you're going to do the hardest thing first. This completely changed everything for me. I had bags under my eyes from staring at the screen too long, trying to meet a deadline that I knew I was not going to make. And I remember just feeling really terrible about myself because I felt like I wasn't making any progress. I looked at the state of my room, the state of my life, and thought, how did I get here? Because it wasn't always like this. There was a point in my life where I did have direction, did know what I was doing. I did feel like I was on purpose, and I was excited for the future. But somewhere along the way, I had gotten lost. So I spent some time really trying to pinpoint exactly what happened. What was the turning point? What caused this accident? What caused this burnout? Also known as the eat that frog method, this is the idea that every single day, you are going to identify the one thing that is uncomfortable, that is hard that you are avoiding. And you've gone, do it first thing in the morning before anything else. Why does this work? Well, there's science behind it, and there's emotion behind it. So when you do the hardest thing first, it silences the inner critic. And then when you do that, something magical happens. So I stopped chasing motivation. I started chasing momentum. And that's when everything changed. That's it for today, you guys. Hope this video helped you. Hope this video inspired you.